Welcome back to On the Tee this April 13th, 2011 on the Iowa Sports Connection Radio and Television Network and broadcasting on our flagship ESPN 1700 The Champ. I'm Mike Rickard along with Judd Gibb and Jay Horton. We've got Maggie Sutton on the television production, Ben Carroll on the big board tonight, and it's time for a little Hawkeye love. You should have fired up the Hawkeye fight song as we bring into the conversation Mark Hankins, University of Iowa men's golf coach, kind enough to join us this evening on the tee. How you been, Coach?
Good, thanks, Mike.
Well, Marcus, you got a big tournament coming up this week, and I noticed on your website that you're encouraging people to come out, and we're on in Cedar Rapids and the Quad Cities, but you got a great field this week: Miami of Ohio, Kansas, Kansas State, North Texas, Missouri, Charlotte, Eastern Michigan, Nebraska, and Iowa State. So it's a great chance for at least the college golf fans in Eastern Iowa to come out and see some of the best players in the country, not to mention your 11th-ranked Hawkeyes.
Right. Well, I appreciate that, Judd. I think it's rare that, we all know it's rare to see a big tournament here in the Midwest, and it's nice that we're able to get a decent field in here. It looks like a Big 12 championship, honestly. Horty, you probably noticed a lot of those names there. we got a lot of the Midwestern guys, and fortunate to be able to play 36 on Saturday here at Finkbine and 18 on Sunday, so it should be a good championship.
Well, Mark, you guys had such a fantastic fall, winning 4 in a row. I know the season's just in a way kind of getting underway. Everybody's trying to gear up towards the Big Ten tournament and NCAAs. How do you feel like you guys are doing this spring, and do you feel like team's progressing pretty good to make a run at a couple titles coming up?
Yeah, I think we've kind of taken the steps we needed to. We had a long spring break. Most of the northern teams up here, you need to get down south and play some tournaments, and we took 10 days down in Atlanta, played the Callaway match play, went 3-1 there, beat some really good teams. Alabama was number 2 in the country, and Georgia's a pretty good team down there. So that was a lot of fun, and the guys really kind of got back in the swing of things. Came back to LSU last week, finished 3rd out of 12, and really had a chance to win. We were within one shot with about 5 holes to play, but I don't know that we were ready to win at that point. We're still a little rusty, and so the last 2 weeks have kind of been dedicated to Finkbine and making sure that we're ready to defend our title out here at the Hawkeye Invitational.
You talked about being rusty, too. If I'm not mistaken, I think you guys have a brand-new facility that you're building on the back end there at Finkbine. Can you tell us a little bit about that's going to help the University of Iowa golfers?
Sure, I appreciate you mentioned that, Horty. We got plans are all through. It's going in front of the Board of Regents here this month, and we actually have about half the money raised. It's a $1.8 million indoor to outdoor facility. Also has locker rooms, team room, and offices down there, so the kids will have a place to play, practice. Huge putting green. It's like a 80 feet by 40 foot putting green attached to 5 indoor to outdoor hitting bays. So it should be a nice facility. We're going to kind of combine with Finkbine, put it on the back of our range, so it is right here at the golf course and very accessible for the guys in season and out of season. So we're looking forward to that.
Well, Mark, obviously your guys' mindset is on this weekend and defending their title there at your own event. But in the back of your mind, you're thinking about that Big Ten championship. And last year, you came so close. You guys had an unbelievable back 9, and darn near came back and clipped the Illini. Now, going into this year, it's kind of interesting because you guys are, depending on what ranking you look at, either 11th or 12th. But you guys can have a chip on your shoulder going against those Illini. I mean, what do you think you got to do between now and the Big Ten championships to get ready to maybe dethrone those guys?
I guess that's part of coaching. That's my job, is to look ahead. It's our guys' job to look one step in front of them, and that's the Hawkeye Invitational, and that's what I've been preaching to them. In the back of my mind, I'm kind of looking at how I'm spacing out practice. What are we doing for tournaments? When are we leaving? Those kind of things to make sure that we're at the top of our game come Big Ten championships, and then, of course, down the road, NCAA regionals. The thing about Illinois is they're really good. Anybody that plays against them realizes that. Last year, I thought they had a chance to win the national championship. They didn't play real well at the NCAAs, but this year they got just as strong a team back. And honestly, they are a team that has senior leadership. They hit it forever. And so we can kind of go in there as an underdog, and a lot of these guys came from the state of Illinois. I've got 3 guys on my team that are starting for me that are from Illinois, so it's kind of like, I didn't get to go to Illinois, but I got to come to Iowa and play against Illinois. So we're very motivated. There's no doubt about it. We're playing at Purdue this year. We know that course very well. I would say there's probably no advantage except for Purdue actually having a little bit of an advantage. So it should be hopefully a close match. I know Illinois could go out and run away with it, but there's about 6 or 7 teams in the Big Ten this year that can win that thing.
Well, like we talked about before, your guys are, focused on this week. And, with the field that you have, going down through that like I did before, Missouri might be the hottest team in college golf right now, having started the spring winning, and they keep winning. So they're coming up to Iowa City, and that's going to be a heck of a matchup there.
Yeah, they got a great player, Jace Long, and when he came out as a junior player, that was a big get for keeping him in Missouri, because he was a really great player recruited by all of us, and he's very, very, very good. So he leads them. They are very hot right now. North Texas, Iowa native Brad Strachey, of course, is at North Texas now, and they're about 35th in the country, so they're very good coming up from the south. UNC Charlotte always has the top team, top 30, top 40, so about 4 or 5 teams I think can win this week here at the Hawkeye, and we're going to have our A game, and Fink Pine Greens right now I can tell you are zipping pretty quick already. So if we get any kind of weather, the scores even par might be a great score this week.
Well, unfortunately, Mark, you've probably seen the forecast. The weather doesn't look as advantageous as it's been the last 3 days. I guess the question I have, because we have a lot of periphery sports fans, and everybody's excited about Nebraska joining the Big Ten from a football perspective. Give us a quick a snapshot of the impact they may have in the world of golf in the Big Ten.
Sure, they're ranked around 100th right now. They would probably be, out of the 12 teams, they'd be the 10th ranked team.
That doesn't break my heart.
They have good years and they have bad years, but the one thing about Nebraska is they do have facilities. They will probably even do some upgrades. I'm assuming once they come into Big Ten, they have to kind of retrofit some of their academics to the Big Ten standards. One of the things that you're going to get from them is probably some local kids. I mean, they do kind of stay regional. And when you come over here to Iowa City, it's not a long trip for them. I'm excited to have them in just because, well, first of all, it's a great football rivalry. That's going to be an awesome thing to watch. But also because they kind of extend the west side of the Big Ten. And, we're kind of on that west side right now, and sometimes we have to go farther east over to Ohio State and over to Michigan State. Now, this Nebraska, adding them, kind of extends that travel a little bit farther west, so we have to be conscious of that, and hopefully we're looking at a neutral site for the next couple of years, and they'll be impacted by that. But I think it's more of, obviously, guys, it's a football thing, and it should be a good football thing.
Mark Hankins, we certainly appreciate you taking time to join us here on the tee, and wish you nothing but success and good luck this weekend. Fink Pine's a great track that everybody in the state certainly should take advantage of at one time in their golfing bucket list in the state of Iowa, and you're fortunate to have that as your host course.
Yep. Well, thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. It was good to talk to you.
All right. Mark Hankins, and your former roommate, sometime I'd like him to come on and tell some stories from that era.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, this is what we did. We practiced. We went to study table, and then we'd catch maybe a little bit of dinner. Maybe
watch a little bit of TV, maybe?
Well, if the 700 Club was on, we would catch that.
Yeah.
And it was to sleep.
Who do you think you're talking to?
I'm just telling you what we did.
Oh, my word. Hey, we're in our Okoboji Bar and Grill Clubhouse studios. They're the title sponsor for the 19th hole all season long as well. And remember, Wings Wednesdays at Okoboji Bar and Grill. Tonight we dined on a little Mediterranean pasta. How was that, Horty?
That was delicious.
Yeah, I saw you just filling your face.
I didn't get any.
And, no, but you and I had the pork tenderloin, so did Mags. That was good.
My healthy body, my Kasama body. I
took the breading off my pork part.
I noticed that. Yeah, you took it off with your teeth.
I took it off yours and put it on mine.
Speaking of Kasama, we'll be talking more about the lean protein. I'm going to have you take a couple of these tonight because you are the Kasama man these days.
Kickboxing this morning.
Kickboxing this morning?
We're in the middle of
Don't jack around with him anymore.
We're in the middle of cardio week. So.
By the way, they're opening a Kasama in my hometown, Sioux City, as well. So we'll have Kasamas everywhere in the state of Iowa. When we come back, we're going to talk Principal Charity Classic with Jamie Alt. Geez, I can't believe we're just weeks away from that as well. This spring is absolutely blown by in the world of golf. We'll be back here on the tee on the Iowa Sports Connection Radio Television Network.